Hey everybody, we are getting ready to install a heater in my shop here. This shop is a 30 by 50. Insulated just with some 1/4 inch, I think it's called Blue Tex insulation. I only heat this building when I'm going to be working in it, so it's not always heated. I got this Mr. Heater Bix Maxx 80,000 BTU unit from Menards. We're going to be installing that up in the corner up there. This is what it is here. Got it from Menards, like I said, Mr. Heater 80,000 BTU. They also make a 50,000 and I think a 120,000 BTU. It says it heats up to 2667 square feet. Comes set up as natural gas, but a propane conversion kit is included, which I'm going to have to do the conversion because I'm on propane. Looks like it's an easy conversion to do though. So heaters here, we got these hanging brackets. We have to put here, one on the front, one on the back. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to mount it up there, probably run some tubing across the trusses or something to hang this from. Conversion kit's right here. We've got 5 orifices that need changed out, and then this spring and cap that have to be changed out. Also got these items from Menards, vent kit. Came with 2 3-foot sections. I'm gonna vent it horizontally out the wall up there. This 45 did not come with the kit. I bought that separately. This T came with the kit. I think this fits the actual heater itself. High temp sealant. This wall thimble came with the kit as well. I also bought another piece for that. I got off Amazon. I will grab that. I will show you later. This did not come with the kit, but I also got it at Menards, just a universal gas hookup kit, and then a Mr. Heater thermostat also as well. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is take these 3 screws out, and then we're going to put this bracket in and put the screws back in. And we're going to do the same on the back side. Okay, now we have our top mounting brackets on. Next thing we're going to do is our conversion kit. And to do that, we have to take this access side panel off here. So we're going to take out 4 screws. I believe there's one here, and then one here, and this one right here. Okay, now we have our side panel off here. We have a little better look at things. This is the exhaust fan here. Gas valve, this would be the gas inlet coming in right here. Gas valve coming into the burners right here. These burners, there's 5 on the 80,000 BTU unit. There's 5 of these orifices right here that have to be replaced. And then also on this gas valve, there's a spring that needs switched out. So we're going to start out by taking these 4 screws out on this gas manifold. and we'll get these orifices switched out. Okay, next we're going to pull this back. Just rotate it back like this. And as you can see, we have the 5 orifices here that need to be switched out. Okay, these orifices take a 12mm wrench. Okay, the manual doesn't say to, but we're going to put just a dab of pipe dope on these new propane orifices. Be careful not to cross thread these. Okay, now we're going to snug these up. Careful not to cross thread them. Okay, next thing we're going to do is replace the spring, and I believe that is going to be under this the screw right here as it's called vent. So I'm going to take this out and see if it's under there. Okay, so we took this cap off of there, and now there's another piece in there, which is how you make your adjustment. So that has to come out next, and I believe the spring is going to be under that. Okay, that's the stainless steel spring is the spring for natural gas. Okay, so the conversion kit comes with a new spring, which is red, and then a new cap as well. It looks like the spring needs to be fitted over this centerpiece right here. Instructions say to bottom this screw out. Okay, that's bottomed out. And then it says to turn it counterclockwise back 1.5 turns. It's half, 1, and 1.5. Okay, now we're going to put this cap back on. Okay, now we're going to put this back in. Okay, now we're going to put the cover back on. Okay, so I'm just kind of thinking through how I'm going to hang this thing. And I think what I'm going to do is I've got some 1.5" square tubing, steel tubing that I think I'm just going to lay right on top of the that horizontal part of the truss there. And it's going to kind of sit in there at a 45-degree angle. So typically I'd just bolt it, you know, that 1.5" tubing would lay right on top of here. However, I believe that hat channel, horizontal hat channel, is going to run right through where the vent needs to go when it's going out the building. So I think what I'm going to do is just run the 1.5" square tubing up there, and then I'll just get some 3/8 all thread and drop it down, I don't know, probably 8 inches or so. So I'm going to get 2 pieces of 1.5" square tubing cut to 6 foot long. That should be a little bit overkill, but I'll be able to cut them off to the exact length once it's up there. Okay, this is kind of what I'm thinking for how I'm going to hang this thing. I've got my 1.5" tubing cut, both are 6 foot long, and I am just going to come in here and mark some holes and drill 2 holes in this front tubing and then 2 holes in the back. Okay guys, so we have these square tubing support rails ready to go here. And then I got some 3/8 all thread from the hardware store. These are just 1 foot long, and just mounted them up there with some nuts that I will be able to adjust as needed once it gets up there to make sure it hangs good and level. But I believe this thing is ready to go up, so we're gonna get the loader and man basket and get the thing lifted up there. All right, guys, we got the heater put up in the rafters here, got it hanging. Didn't film all of that, but got it into place. I couldn't quite get the 45-degree angle. I think it'll be okay though. It's close. And I just came up here and I just put a little tack to hold these support bars down. I was thinking about drilling straight up through here and putting a bolt up through it, but this one in particular, I would not have been able to do that. So I just decided to put a quick tack down. If I ever need to move these, I'll just cut the tack off and break them free. But anyway, it's hanging here, pretty sturdy, so I think it'll work fine. Next step is going to be the venting, and it was a pretty close call getting underneath of this hat channel here, but I put a level the best I could. I don't have a laser level or anything, but I ran one across here, and I believe this lower mark is going to be it would be the top of the vent if it were perfectly level. However, the vent you're supposed to put, I think it's a 1/4 inch of rise per every foot. So it's roughly 4 foot over to the wall. So basically I'm gonna have to be an inch higher. So should be fine. This will be roughly the top of the hole here on that top mark. So I don't know exactly yet what I'm gonna do for running the vent through the wall. This is just, like you say, like 1/4 inch thick insulation. And then it's just the sheet metal wall on the outside. Okay guys, I'm here at the wall, getting the hole put in the wall, and I've got a hole drilled right where it's going to go through, and then I've cut the insulation around here. And next I'm going to cut this out right here, and I don't have a hole saw big enough to do that, so I'm just going to try to use a metal blade on a jigsaw and see how that goes. Alright guys, so I got my hole cut up there, and I'm just kind of figuring out my lengths of venting here, and I think I'm going to cut one of these down. I would have close to 3 foot sticking outside, and I really don't want that much hanging out back there, especially because there's some trees back there, and I'm just afraid a branch is going to fall and hit it someday. But looked at the instructions. They do say you can cut this down. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll have one 3 foot section to put on right there after that 45. And then on this 3 foot section, I'm going to cut it down. So I'm going to have, I think they said 3 inches of it actually fits into the other piece. And then I need 6 inches that will be on the inside of the building. I think they want a foot past the overhang. I only have a 2-inch overhang. So 14 inches past that. So I'm going to cut it at 22 inches. And then plus the length of this T here, I should actually be a little over 12 inches. But I'll be cutting this section out here, and they say after you cut it, you just fit it together. And I believe you have to use high temp silicone and then just put a hose clamp around it. So being that part's outside anyway, I'm not too concerned about it, but that's what the instructions say you can do. Okay guys, here's the exhaust vent sticking out of the building here. Sticks out a couple foot or so. But what I did here is got this rubber boot off of Amazon. You just cut the center out to whatever diameter needed for whatever diameter pipe you have, and just screw it up to the wall. I think they want screws like every inch or so. Seems like a lot, but then silicone around that good. Okay, I did some measuring on the black iron pipe that I'm going to be using for the gas line, and kind of roughly figured out exactly how I want to run it. So I got all that wrote down, had the local hardware store cut and thread all of my pieces. So I'm going to get these put together. I'm going to try to put it all together on the ground and then put it up in one piece. So we'll see how that goes. But first thing I'm going to do here is I've got some yellow gas rated Teflon tape. I'm going to put that on all of the threads, and then we'll start putting it together. Okay, got all the threaded ends taped up, ready to go, and everything laid out here, kind of mocked up. First piece here is 8 inches long. That's what's going to go through the wall. And they say about 18 to 24 inches up off the ground. So then this piece will go up the wall, 90 over to right here. And then this piece is actually going to be like that, coming up off the wall. And then drip a condensation trap there. And then this is where the the valve will go, and then there's a flex line that will go from there to the heater. So I'm going to get all these tightened up. Okay, as you can see, I've got the vent in and also the gas line. I didn't video any of this because it was kind of hard to do with try to hold a camera, but made kind of just framed in a little box there to run the vent through. Seems to work all right. I don't know. And I'll show you outside here in a little bit, but the vent runs about 2 foot or so on the outside, and then there's a T on it. Gas line, got it run through the wall there, up here. Need one female fitting to go on the back of the heater there before I can finish hooking that up, because that's 2 different style. One of them's pipe thread and the other one's flare fitting. So have to run to a hardware store and get another fitting for that. You can see the vent line is at a slight uphill angle, which is what they call for. My next step is going to be trenching the line outside so the propane company could come in next week and lay a propane line in from the tank. All right, guys, so I'm getting the electrical connections hooked up here, and I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. I've got some MC cable left over from when I built the shop. I think this is 14 gauge, maybe. So I've got that ran. It's gonna go into this box here and hook right into these 3 wires. And then this thermostat cable here, I can't remember what this is, maybe a 18.2 or something. I can't remember. I just went to the hardware store and told them I needed some wire for a thermostat, but those 2 wires are going to hook into here. Kind of ran it up along the structure there, and the MC cable, I'm going to stop right there and put a switch in as I'm tying it into an existing circuit right down there. And I'm putting the switch there basically because that's how long of a piece I had laying around. So I'm going to put it there, then I have another roll, and I will just tie it into the outlet right down there. Thermostat wire, I'm going to run along that pipe down here and all the way along that wall, clear over there by the bathroom over there. Okay, I'm installing the thermostat here. I got the wire ran all the way over here from the heater. I'm gonna hook the red wire onto the left terminal and the white wire on the right terminal. Okay, up here on the heater end for the thermostat wire, pretty simple. Red wire goes to the R, white wire goes to the W. Guys, back up here at the heater, I've got the main electrical connections hooked up. Pretty simple back here, black to black, white to white, and green to green for the ground. We go ahead and get these pushed back in there, and we'll get this cover put back on. And I do have one more fitting to put on right here for the gas line. Got a switch put in for the electrical, and then got the line hooked into the outlet right there. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get this buttoned up here, and then I'll kick the power on just to make sure it kicks on. I don't have propane hooked up yet. Got the trench dug outside, but the line's not put in the ground yet from the tank. So that should be happening later this week, and should be able to kick this thing on. And we've got the coupling put on here for the gas line. So I believe everything in here is complete besides, yeah, we're just waiting on the gas line to be put in outside, and we should be ready to roll. All right, guys, got the line all hooked up. Trench is covered back up. Everything should be ready to roll here, so we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing on. Exhaust fan kicked on. Burner's just lit. And the fan just kicked on. It's blowing some heat. Well, that thing runs quiet. All right, that should do it. Thanks for watching.